Welcome everybody to the fourth episode in the Baldur's Gate 3 Ranger gameplay stream. Hopefully we'll be crash free today. Again, I'm sure I just jinxed it, just like I have in the past, but we'll see how it goes. At the end of our last episode, we had just finished up clearing out the chapel, and we had recruited the undead withers to our camp so that we can revive our NPC party members using gold instead of revivify scrolls or spells. So good that we got that done. We also looted everything that we possibly could, and we're starting to get a little full in our inventories. So I think at this time we're gonna venture up north a little bit from the chapel, and we're going to unlock the Druid's Grove, and hopefully we can encounter our last NPC party member that we want to recruit. Now I am going to save before I get to that encounter, because there are times that Wyll can glitch out. He can make his way out of the grove and become engaged in the fight, and at that point he just stays outside and you can't recruit him. So I am going to stay kind of as best I can to the overall theme of not saving and reloading, but at the same time Wyll's, you know, an important portion of the stream for you guys to be able to see. So if he does glitch out, then we'll just restart and try it again. So on another note, before we get started, patch 8 is incoming to Baldur's Gate, and what that means is that just like all the other patches, once it launches, your save games from the previous patches will no longer work. So we'll have to make a choice at that point as to whether or not to continue the stream with patch 7, which is what we're currently under, or start again somehow with patch 8. And what that would really entail is me taking a few hours of my time and playing the game through on patch 8 to get us back to where we are approximately now. Obviously, the RNG that goes along with it can't be replicated, so there might be some slight differences between where we would leave off at the end of this stream and where the patch 8 streams would pop in. But we'll kind of cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll see what all lands with patch 8 and whether or not it makes sense for us to continue with 7. If there's not a lot of new content that's available, then we might just continue on patch 7 instead of patch 8. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's go ahead and get started now, and we will pick up right where we left off, just outside the chapel entrance. Oh, I have switched back to Vulkan as opposed to DirectX 11. We'll see. I made some other changes to the PC, so we'll see how well Vulkan holds up throughout the stream here. Okay, here we go. Fresh outside, just stepped out and ready to continue on. So let's make our way back up and out, and we'll actually, yeah, we'll continue up this way. We'll take the high ground around here.
If not over, then through. On my way. What path lies before me? One day I'll catch a break.
And again, this is just kind of getting us back to
Should mind my step.
things that we've explored up to about this point. So at this point, Druid's Grove is going to be around here. So what we will do here is we'll go ahead and save at this point. Well, we're actually pretty close. So we can just restart and walk our way back up here. But I am going to sneak at this point,
Never wanted the easy part.
because there's a couple of different ways that you can approach this. You can approach the main direction here. You can approach around the side this way. Or you can take the high ground up here. And for now, I think I'm probably going to approach this from the high ground. So we'll kind of get here and we'll let everybody kind of catch up at this point. And then I'm going to split the group and move on up here slowly. Okay, gave me an autosave, that's good.
Open the bloody gate!
Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the Druid?
Please! There's no time!
By the nine hells! Open the gate! Cannon! No!
Shit! Form a line!
Okay. Now you have commenced into battle, and we rolled really well on initiative, so we're first up. But again, the rest of my party members haven't entered into combat yet, so this gives us a good opportunity to assess the situation and move our party members where we think it's going to be best for them to be. So as part of that, you can see we have some ranged enemies here. And I think here, yes, another ranged enemy here. They're going to be very dangerous, able to attack anybody from anywhere. We also have some rather high hit point enemies here that are up at the front. We have another ranged enemy here. We have a magic user at this point. So again, our priorities need to be a couple of things here. One, we want to try and deny access or do some crowd control here to the high hit point enemies to keep them from moving forward and attacking here, or at the same time moving and attacking us. We want to prioritize the magic user so that we can knock them out of the fight and get rid of some debilitating spells that they might cast. And if we can manage to maintain crowd control on the high hit point enemies, then we can prioritize the ranged enemies, while at the same time maybe moving into some close combat with Lae'zel and getting some hits off on the high hit point enemies up here at the front. So now that we've kind of assessed the situation and we've entered into combat, you can see
Light steps.
as Lae'zel moves around, you can see the cone here on the ground. So Lae'zel can move quite a ways up here before she is detected. So we're going to move her right up to the edge here and get her ready to enter combat.
Let's get this over.
Gale is going to keep the high ground here.
Onward.
We want to keep our magic user up here where he can get an overview of the entire area down here, and at the same time be able to cast area of effect spells that are going to cover this entire area here. So we'll move him up here,
I have to survive.
and Shadowheart can do the same thing. Now, there is a way to get up here, right through here, so enemies can move up here on top without having to come around the sides. So we're going to put Shadowheart in a place where she can heal, yet at the same time also kind of act as a buffer or a stop against enemies that want to come up this way and try and attack us. So let's go ahead and start initiating some combat here, and I think we're gonna start that off with Gale and see if we can get down a web that will cover this area and constrain their movements. So see here, we can cast it in this location and we can get all of them. We can also cast it a little bit farther forward, so that if once they try and move, they either have to move directly through it or they have to move to get around it. So Gale can cast it there without having to move. So that's a good thing. Let's just go ahead and drop it on all four of them and get him into combat. Okay. Now that Gale's into combat,
What comes now?
let's see if we can get so those two made their saving throws. These two don't look like they've been caught in the web yet, which was kind of strange because it showed them being affected by it, but oh well. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So let's see if we can maybe get an attack done here. So there's an 84% chance for the ranged attack to hit. 60% chance. The magic user's got an 80% chance to a hit there. Let's go back
I wonder if this is worth the
and
cost.
see who's getting next. So the warg is going to be attacking next. Then the brawler there. Then that tracker over there. Okay, so the Booyog is farther down the list here. And Wyll is here. So he has entered combat. If he jumps out here, we are going to restart this. So we'll see what happens as this goes. Okay, so let's see if we can get Shadowheart in the combat here by attacking the magic user and see if we can get some damage off on them first. We do want to prioritize them. So yeah, she can do it without moving. Perfect. Okay. So now Lae'zel. And Lae'zel here. Can she jump and get close enough to the bugbear? Maybe. Okay. So she can, and she's going to be able to attack here pretty soon. So let's go back to
What now?
Valon and let's see if we can get our Raven, who is not in the fight yet. See if we can get them to See if we can get them over here to rend vision on this goblin tracker, who's going to be attacking next. And remember, not in combat, so a Raven can make basically unlimited moves until they get into combat. Okay, perfect. So, did blind the enemy here, so now let's go back to our ranger and we'll kind of kick things off. So, we're going to kick that off by using our bonus action to apply the Hunter's Mark, and we're going to do that on the warg over here. Make sure they can do that without moving. Can. Okay. And we're going to Ensnaring Strike the warg. 72% chance to hit. Oh, we have actually higher chances to hit. But we do want... Yeah, we do want to try and make this against the warg. They'll be one of the last things that we actually end up attacking, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, perfect. So it's ensnared, it's going to be taking damage as we go, which is exactly what we wanted, so we'll go ahead and end that turn. Missed the magic user again.
Make way for the blade of frontiers.
Okay.
There is no escaping the blade.
I'm pretty sure with Wyll now being there, this is no longer going to work. Wyll is now going to be outside of the grove, and he's not going to want to go back in. We'll see what happens, though, here.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards! Ignis!
Okay, so everything's worked out fairly well. No really big hits on anybody, except for Wyll being down here, which is not what we wanted. We'll see what happens with that, though. So now that we've got Ensnaring Strike out on the warg, though, we want to leave them ensnared, so let's just go ahead and attack with normal attacks some of the other people here, or some of the other enemies here, and try and get some of them knocked out of the fight. So, yeah, there's that goblin tracker there. The goblin brawler here is going to be making an attack soon. Oh, let's see what we want to do here. Yeah, I think we want to go and try and cause damage against the Booyog here and get them knocked out of the fight. Okay. So nothing that you really want to do on the bonus action here, except maybe we can move forward here and do a shove bonus action. Okay. Knocks him off the high ground, keeps us up on the high ground, and finishes that off, so.
I speak.
Okay, now Gale here. Again, we want to get rid of the Booyog here, so I think we're going to make sure that we get that finished off. So we're going to cast a level 1 magic missile here, and we're going to get all the projectiles against.
Torment.
Okay. Get rid of the magic user. Definitely needed to do. Nothing else that you want to do on his turn, so we'll go ahead and end that.
Victory awaits.
Now Lazelle's turn, so let's look and see what our options here. So we've got two enemies that are in close proximity, so we could cleave, but that's only going to do half damage at that point. I think we really want to get this bugbear knocked down as much as we can, so let's go ahead and try a lacerate here. And of course, it missed. So we don't want that to happen, so let's go ahead and use an action surge here. And try and get off another attack here. Okay, that was good. Now the pommel strike on him, if we can get it off, and hopefully daze him. Good. Okay. So now the warg is ensnared, so they're going to take some damage. Okay. So let's fly over here. See if we can get another rend vision. Nope, that missed. Okay, so now they're going to get their turns. Okay, so Lazelle took some pretty big hits there, so let's go ahead and prioritize some healing here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, how do we want to go about this? See if we can move here. Now can we cast it? No. Oh, what happened? Did I not... I removed the distance version of the healing spells. That's not good. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see. I might take some damage doing this. But now can I get close enough? I think I can. Yes, I can. Okay. So that will end her turn. Okay, kind of figured that was going to happen. Okay, so now still ensnared. That's good. Don't really want to waste an entire attack just on trying to kill the bugbear. So let's see what we have here. Let's see if we can get a good hit on Zakrug here and see if maybe we can get them down to a point where I'm follow-up magic missile. Oh, perfect. Even better. Don't have to worry about the follow-up magic missile. So yeah, I think that's good for... Yeah, I think that's good for her. Now we can get Gale to kind of move up here to the edge, and we'll see what another magic missile can do. We're going to target one of them at the bugbear. That's a guaranteed kill. We'll throw the last two at the goblin tracker. Perfect. Took two more off the board. That ends that. Now we can get Lae'zel to hopefully knock this goblin brawler completely out of the fight. Oh, jeez, perfect. Oh, boy. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and get her healed back up as well. Not really doing much useful there, Lae'zel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get... Okay, good. The warg's almost dead here. Actually, let's go and make sure that the warg dies. Okay, so be down to 3 hit points now. Good. So now in the next turn, it's going to keel over.
Witness
Perfect.
the might of the blade.
Alright, so now we can get Shadowheart in here, and see with the mace, well actually she can use she can use her cantrip here. See if we can get...
That was the last.
Well done.
Inside, all of you, more may follow. Open the gate.
Okay, so let's see what happened with Wyll here. Okay. Looks like Wyll disappeared. Which is good. He moved back inside so we can encounter him where we're supposed to encounter him in this.
Can't wait to sleep.
Which is exactly what we want. Otherwise, if he stays outside, he just sits out here where he was last at. And you can't interact, well, you can interact with him, but he just says the same things over and over and over again. And you can't actually recruit him into your party, so... Good, looks like we'll be able to keep this where we're at. Let's go ahead and group everybody back up. And we can do some... So the goblin bow... Again, it's really just something to sell. Broken loot. Okay, great axe. Gloves of power we'll keep for now.
What's inside?
Okay, magic missile, that's good. Ritual staff. Okay, go up here and loot the tracker.
Time to press ahead.
Okay, just this
Something
one
in
up here.
I hope.
Okay, and the gates are opening up, so let's go ahead and save after that. Okay, and we'll enter into the Druid's Grove
Now
here.
step forward. Light on my feet. Best be on my way.
And you... There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the Druid too? Unbelievable! Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foul-bloods ain't known for courage.
You see the Tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
Okay, so we passed a persuasion check there, or a perception check there, so now we have an opportunity to end this before it gets started, and we want to try and do that. We don't... Throughout this part of the storyline, there's a very tenuous truce between the Tieflings and the humans in the camp, as well as the Druids themselves, and trying not to aggravate that is something that we want to focus on. So let's go ahead and try and find out what the best way here to avoid this is. So persuasion is not taking a side, but let's see if we can get some help from our guidance cantrip. We need a 15 to be able to pass this, so we'll see what happens. And we passed it. Well done.
You're right. There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
Okay, so that worked out well. We'll be able to go up here and talk to Zevlor,
We need to leave.
find out more about what's going on. You were getting a little screen tearing during that cutscene, I noticed. We'll see if it continues in the game or if it's just limited to the cutscenes. But let's go ahead and talk to Zevlor here, and then we can, I think, make it a priority to venture down this way and see if we can empty out some of our inventory a bit, and then we can explore throughout Druid's Grove a little bit and see what all the things we can encounter in here are about.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The Druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The Druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. I've tried. Korga, their new first Druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
I think you should. Yes. No harm in trying the diplomatic route.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the Druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
Okay, so there you can get a little bit more insight to what I mentioned earlier about this. Tensions are running pretty high between different groups that are here in the grove. There's a group of Druids, who this place is obviously named after, which are down here in this area. And it looks like there's a set of refugees, which have tieflings and humans and other races together, which have been temporarily given sanctuary here by the Druids. But it seems like things are coming to a head due to all of the recent unfortunateness surrounding goblin attacks and the crashing of the Nautiloid and all that has ensued here. So trying to keep a peace is going to be a central portion of what happens amongst all the quests here. But for now, let's just go ahead and continue forward. We'll do a little bit of searching on our way. Send some supplies to camp, always a good thing. Thieves' tools, always good. The hammer and the tongs don't really need at this point. Remember where they are, though. You don't have to carry them around, but if you remember where you have a set of them stashed, then if they do implement something for it, such as a forge or something like that, then you'll know where these items are and you can come get them. There is something that kind of goes along those lines that we can talk about much later as we go here. So just kind of moving your mouse around. Don't see any other camp supplies or anything else growing around here. So let's move down here to this area.
With haste.
And we'll talk to Aaron. Now, when you're trading, your charisma score is what's important here. So, looking at the party tab, the character sheets, the ranger obviously has horrible, so does the fighter. The highest charisma is Gale. So, having Gale do the trading here is going to help maximize how much gold that we're able to get. So even though Gale doesn't have a lot of the items that need to be sold here, it's not going to matter, and I'll show you why.
Refugees, adventurers, no one in years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed. Well met. And thank you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? Act fast if you do. The ritual will be complete before too long. I know it's drastic, but more monsters seem to terrorize this region every day. We druids will be safe. As for those that took refuge here, well, may Sylvanas guard them as they continue their travels. As I said, it's a drastic measure, but the survival of the Grove is paramount. There just aren't enough supplies to support everyone. I pray no goblin arrow has grazed you. Nettie could put you to rights. She should be with the others in the inner chambers, but I doubt she'll be taking on new patients. The Grove will be locked down soon. Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
Okay, so here you can see Gale's picture is the one up here starting the trade. As you move between the different characters here, you can have access to all of the inventories, and Gale stays as the primary contact person here. So you can see over here there's an attitude score that goes along with it. This also influences the trade numbers. But we'll go ahead and start with Gale, because Gale has all these books that he can sell. And you can see that when you mouse over an object, you can see how much gold you're going to get versus how much the full value of that item is. And that can be changed or influenced by a bunch of different things, spells that you cast and all of that sort of stuff. But honestly, in my playthroughs up to this point, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it. The mechanics are certainly there for you to influence it and get more gold out of it. I normally just don't worry about it, because gold tends to not be, well, has not been much of an issue on the early access playthrough that I've done. So you tend to have more gold than you know what to do with. Even buying some high-end items and things like that, you still have more gold than you really know, what to spend it on. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and sell all of the stuff here throughout all of my characters, and then we'll take stock and see kind of where we are, how much gold we have, and if we want to purchase anything. So there you can just click on it, and you'll see it's going to pop into a trade. And see, as you've got more and more of these things that will then okay. Right, so you can see how much gold that I've gained from that. So now we can move to Shadowheart, and Shadowheart has a bunch of weapons and armors and all sorts of stuff that we can get rid of. So let's just go ahead and start clearing that out as well. Now what you want to also focus here on is, remember that there's a limited amount of gold that you're going to be trading against. So you want to get rid of your high weight items that have the least amount of value. Because that's going to clear up your carrying capacity the most. Otherwise you're going to have to wait for that number to replenish after a long rest, which we probably have one coming up anyway that we'll want to do, so it's probably not all that important that we prioritize. But if you are out adventuring somewhere not in a safe area like we are here, you want to prioritize getting rid of items that free up your carry weight as much as possible here. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, but I'm really not paying much attention to it, to be honest. So clear out all of these weapons here. Get rid of them. Okay, the armors are what are really expensive, so clearing them out is going to free up a lot of carry weight for her, but it's also going to take a lot of Aaron's gold that he has available to us. So next is Lazelle. Lazelle's kind of in the same boat. She has a lot of weapons and armors that are heavy. We'll do the same thing here and clear some of these out. But let's start looking, yeah, like the Great Club here. It's heavy, doesn't get us a lot, but we want to clear up that carry weight. So that's exactly what we want to do, is focus on those. The glaive is kind of the same way. Quarterstaffs, obviously. Okay, Aaron's just about out of money here. Okay, 17 gold left. Okay. And that's it. So now we can look at it a different way, and we can start looking at what items do we want to buy, and in buying them we can give him money back that then we can sell more of our items to him and get that gold back. So it's that's kind of why I always start selling what I can, find out how much money I have available to me, and then I can see what items that I might want to buy that are going to be useful for me, and we can go from there. Now, the Rain Dancer is very interesting. It allows you to cast the Create Water spell once every short rest, and that's really important in that now that frees up a spell slot. So if you give Rain Dancer to Gale, or to anybody actually who's carrying that staff or who has that staff equipped, they're going to have the option to be able to cast that spell. And Create Water can be very, very useful you also have another opportunity in the game to get Rain Dancer for free, so to speak. But if you want to kind of have access to the Create Water spell early on, it's a really cheap option to be able to have access to that spell. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend some of my gold on it just so I have access to it now. And I'm going to make sure that that goes into Gale's inventory. And then we have a leather armor +1. So if we kind of look around here, where we're in scale mail at 14 with a dex limitation of +2, so that's a total 16 armor class. Whereas if we're wearing this, that's 12 + 3, which would be 15. So leather armor +1 is not an improvement for our ranger, and it's not going to be an improvement for anybody else that's here. This is 13 plus a dex bonus of 2 is 15. Here, 12 plus a dex bonus of 2 is 14. So the leather armor +1 isn't going to be useful for us here. Elemental Torment is a very interesting amulet. So it's something that that's best used on wizards. But for instance, if Gale equips this and stands in a pool of acid and is deliberately taking damage from it, or some enemy casts acid touch on them or creates an acid surface underneath them, and then Gale casts magic missile, all of the magic missile bolts are going to also cast or are going to also do acid damage when they hit. It's very, very situational, but it can also cause a lot of extra damage depending upon what spell you're using while you're standing in it and what surface you're standing in. I tend to skip it, but it can be very, very useful as you're going through a playthrough. Like I say, I tend not to utilize it. You also have various arrow types, and they can be used by anybody with a ranged attack. But they can add a lot of damage to your ranged attacks while at the same time creating surfaces and that sort of stuff. So an acid arrow, when it hits, is gonna cause an acid surface to appear. A fire arrow is going to do the same thing. Ice is going to cause ice to appear on the ground. The El Mater arrow just does necrotic damage, but it doesn't cause any surfaces, but they can't regain hit points during that turn either. They have to wait until the next turn, so healing won't work on them and that sort of stuff. So I know you'll pick up a lot of these throughout your playthrough. I tend to ignore them for the most part, unless I get into some sort of situation where I'm the first one attacking and I can just use one because I need to do some additional damage on somebody. Then it becomes a good option in certain situations, but I'm not going to pay to be able to do the extra damage that these arrows provide. So now we've got 241 gold back to Aaron. So let's go through and see if we can get rid of some of this other stuff here, because we do have various items here that we want to also get rid of. Okay, and again, we're just clearing out, and see, that's what I mean. You're going to pick up some of these arrows as you go. And again, here, we're just clearing out some of the basic things that we had picked up throughout the travels that we want to sell. Nothing special about any of these things. Just lightweight, but yet sell for some gold, so that's what we're going to do. So we have 2 trap disarm kits. We can probably sell some thieves tools here, because they do take up a lot of weight, but we'll kind of wait and see here as to what we have. So the last thing that we have is we have Dragon's Grasp. It basically is any target that is on fire, you're going to do an additional 1d4 slashing damage. Again, very, very situational. So I don't tend to rely on situational weapons or items very much. I tend to want things that give me a constant passive of some sort. So I don't normally want to deal with something like that or spend money on something like that. If I pick it up on my own from somewhere, that's different. But for now, I don't really want to focus on it. So it doesn't look like there's anything else in here that I want to buy. So I do have 7 healing potions there. 2, 2, and 2. So yeah, I'm full up on healing potions. I actually probably have more than I really need. So going to not buy any healing potions. So it looks like at this point that we're done trading with Aaron here.
Sylvanas, guide your path.
Okay, so what I am going to do here is kind of go back into my inventory here, and Gale has Rain Dancer, so I'm going to equip that, and the quarterstaff I can try and sell if Aaron only has 1 gold, but
of course,
I might be able to sell the quarterstaff for that 1 gold.
You're not the only one in need.
Nope, he's going to want to get 4 out of it, so I'm just going to hold on to it.
Sylvanas be with you.
So if I go to the party tab, now I can look and see kind of where I'm at. So just organizing a little bit, things that I'm going to want to sell in the future. Going to split this in half because I only need 1 of those. I'll sell the other one. So thieves tools. These keys I'm not going to need anymore. Okay, and then the gloves of power. So the gloves of power is Bane cast as part of an attack. So the problem with it is that you also get it cast on you. So if I were to put these on, then any attack that my character makes, whether it be ranged or whether it be melee based, is going to cast the Absolute Bane's spell. And that means that they must succeed on a charisma saving throw or receive a penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. But I also have to pass a charisma saving throw, and if I fail, then I have those same penalties, unless I have Absolute's brand, and there are various versions of Absolute set of items, and there is an Absolute's brand that if you're wearing it, then that, and you're wearing the gloves at the same time, means that you don't have to pass that charisma saving throw. So without having Absolute's brand, then the gloves of power are going to cause me the same penalties that they cause somebody else if I fail my charisma saving throw. So they're not that great to start with, but if you do find Absolute's brand, then it can become a pretty good bonus, because you can be casting Bane against anybody that you attack, which can be a huge benefit as you go through the playthrough. The other thing that I didn't get rid of is the Watcher's Guide, and we picked this up in the chapel, and we talked about it earlier. I didn't have the gold to be able to sell it back. The other thing is I tend to hoard things a little bit, and I probably should not, but I tend to do it. It's just one of those weird things that I tend not to sell rare items when they come up. I really should, because I'm not going to end up using it, but I just tend to hang on to it. I'll probably end up throwing it into my camp or something like that, but I might sell it. Who really knows? I'll just kind of keep track of it as I go along here. And I think that kind of finishes everybody out on their items. So that was the main purpose of coming here to this little section of it, was to clear out the inventories and, like I say, to free up these carry weights again as much as we possibly can. So let's go while we're here, and we will do. Let me make sure how I want to do this. Okay, I think I do want to do the rest here. Well, let's just take a short rest for now, get those hit points back, and now we'll continue on through
At the ready.
the grove here,
Breathe deep.
and we can have a bunch of conversations, pick up a lot of good information about what's going on here.
Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blazing spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
Whoops, I didn't even activate the cantrip anyway, but it wouldn't have mattered with rolling a 5.
No, this place is a death trap. Let us leave immediately. Or would you deny your brother here his chance at fortune in Baldur's Gate?
You know, that money could go towards a spiffy new outfit for your apprenticeship.
Surgen. Fine. Give it here. If we survive, it'll make for a good story, I suppose.
Thank you, Roland. And thank you, friend.
This place is a bloody death trap, not a sanctuary. You should clear off while you can. Oh, the waiting's getting to me. If we left, we could at least make a run for it.
I'm proud of you, kids.
Never wanted the easy path.
You're all heroes, each and every one of you. We're exposed now.
Okay, so Gale failed a perception check there.
Go on. Make me proud.
Very well. What's that?
Okay. Actually, I didn't even know that was there. Interesting. And the kids are all fascinated by my bird.
Can't keep the
This is boring. We should train against real goblins.
Oh, right. Go for the heart.
Okay, now as you can see up here, Wyll is on site. So let's venture up here.
Take your time. Don't get a feel for it.
children!
Go on. Give me your best shot.
Not bad. Again. Hey, keep focus. See how I used your own force against you?
I can't do it.
Of course you can. It just takes time. I didn't become the Blade of Frontiers overnight.
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. An unknown face commands your mind. Blue skin, gnarled horns.
Chuck! He is infected.
I'll be damned to the hells. You were on the ship.
A strange sensation courses through you, and Will's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Okay, this opens up a new tutorial here about using the tadpole in your mind to persuade people to do other things. Now, it comes with downsides, in that if you fail the persuasion check, then they can, especially your NPC party members, they can sense that you tried to get into their mind using the tadpole, and it can normally lead to negative a disapproval, so to speak, on the relationship between you and that party member. So this can become very persuasive and useful against enemies in certain situations. But normally against the NPC party members, I try to avoid it, but you can use it, and it's listed down here, and it's, like I say, it's just one of those things that you can try. It tells you kind of in the mouse over portion of it that, you know, you really want to use this. So I tend to stay away from it, but it's your playthrough. You can do whatever you would like. So, and again, I saw a creature in your thoughts, a devil or a demon. You're kind of getting a lot more personal on first meeting, kind of like with Shadowheart when we saw the artifact but didn't question her about it. So it's the same thing here. And you can see game in early access.
Listen, I've been having the strangest dreams since the crash. I haven't turned into a mind flayer just yet, but sooner or later, my luck will run out. Been thinking I need a healer, and I reckon you've been thinking the same. I've been waiting for this Druid Halsin to return. They say he's pretty powerful. He could probably help us. Problem is, the Goblins have nabbed him. We better go find him before we start growing talons and tentacles. Excellent idea, but I have a condition. Look at these kids. They've no chance on the road, not while goblins infest it. I've got the grandest of plans. You and me, we kill the goblin horde's leaders. That should scatter the buggers. Frontier justice, I call that. What say you? I love your spirit, but you're full up. But when the time comes, just holler. The Blade of Frontiers will come calling. A splendid plan. Let's chat there.
Okay, so we recruited Will. He's now in our camp waiting for us. And we'll meet up with Will here in a little bit when we take our long rest. But for now, let's kind of continue on through the grove here and see what else pops up.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids? Spare a story or two. Thanks. I prefer when they smile.
Sir, are we gonna have to fight?
Okay, now most of the things that are in here are red, which means you're going to be stealing when you try and open it. If you want to play your playthrough as a true thief, you know, feel free to. There's nothing stopping you.
Any questions, children?
But I choose not to. But again, entirely up to you. So here we can head around this way and kind of get set up for something else. Everybody likes...
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring. He's still staring right past you.
Okay, so this is interesting. He's still staring right past you. He's done that, hasn't said anything. Wants you to turn around and see what he's looking at. Why would somebody possibly want you to turn around? So, again, you can't think of Dungeons and Dragons as just an innocent little what's happening here. I'm not entirely sure. You need to kind of think about the more in-depth stories about what might be behind it. At the end of the day, I can tell you right now that if you turn around, he's going to steal from you, and he's going to run off. And you then have to kind of go through some stuff to try and get your stuff back. Metallic gloves, light armor, gives you +1 on saving throws. That's always good. Rope, we don't need. We already have some. Looks like there's a chest here that we can pick. We got a +3 dexterity. It's at 15 DC, so let's go ahead and add the guidance cantrip to it and see if we can pick it. Natural 20. Awesome. Okay, for 27 gold.
Look, don't take your eyes off my hands. Oh, I don't have any money or anything to sell. My partner does that. What? I'm the guard. So don't steal anything. I'm watching you.
I need a quick word.
Hold out your hand, lady. Let me show you something. Go on. Take this ring. It's lucky. Call it. Heads or tails? Heads it is. See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap, too. Interested? Okay, fair. Let's go again. Heads or tails? Call it. Tails! There. Happy? Hey, hold on, you gotta pay for that. You got it. One sec. That's what I got.
Okay, so the perception check there is really just so you can kind of see what some of these things are. He's got them called a whole bunch of things, but it's really just a kid, for the most part, selling junk. But you can feel free to purchase any of these items, or you can also sell him some items as well. So Perfect.
Nothing caught your eye, huh?
Failed that perception check. So I guess I could
As
say
you
it's
turn to
nothing but
leave,
junk.
You realize the other child does too. She looks nervous.
Failed another one. You can watch. See, they disappear somewhere down here.
These boots have seen everything.
It's interesting. I don't know as if I've noticed this before. Can you jump up here? No, you can't. Kind of looked like there might have been a pathway over around this way somewhere. Without the perception check, you're not going to be able to see what's here. It's not that, like I say, not horribly important, but we'll kind of pass on without it. Okay. Continuing on down this way, you're going to enter into the main portion of the Druid Grove story.
My feet can carry me.
So let's go ahead and explore the rest of the grove first.
Can't slow down.
And again, remember, anything that isn't a red outline, you can search without any problems.
By Mordai's eyes, another one. My friend's blood not enough. Come to rip me open too.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
Is this monster with you?
So a couple of different ways to approach this conversation. It really depends on, again, how you want your interactions to go with your other NPC party members. Some people are going to approve of threatening him, some people are not, and you can obviously tell within your party which ones are going to be doing which. But for now, let's just take care of this one ourselves.
You dare interrupt! Has the tadpole ravaged your senses? Bow. Lower. You dare interrupt! Has the tadpole ravaged your senses?
Thanks. What do you want from me? On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass. Saw us, for we saw it. Jammed its blade through Yul's belly. Straight to the other side. And I just ran.
The map. Show me. Yes, your mediocre interrogation technique notwithstanding.
Okay, so you got some disapproval from Lizzo, and then you got approval right back. So now you can see that there is exclamation point above Lizelle, and this is going to trigger another conversation.
The last time a subordinate questioned my judgment, I ate tongue stew that very night.
I warned you, didn't I? You ought to reconsider keeping her around before she causes real trouble.
Kenyak, your tantrum proves you no wiser than a hatchling. The Tiefling was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective. Purification cannot wait.
Okay, so I can roll a wisdom check here, which I've got a lot of bonuses for. And I can add guidance to it.
Lizelle's eyes drift downward. Something is off.
Now, again, you could use your tadpole here. I just tend to avoid it.
An infinitude. We are not friends. I will speak when it suits me, and not before. The Kresh holds the Zaithisk. It will cleanse us of the parasite. By covenant, I can say no more.
Okay, there is a locked door here, but if you try and pick your way into it, it's red, so it's going to be stealing, quote unquote. There's a book here.
Farther can I go?
Goblins, druids. This grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice. What to bring?
Oh, like hell I won't. Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with. Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You gonna kill her too?
You! Move!
Either one of these, I'm going to have a -1 from charisma, so...
What in every hell is wrong with you? Damn you. Damn it! Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies? If you believe anything the beast tells you, you're an idiot. She's all yours.
You're gonna be sorry! Every last one of you!
Okay, now Gale has something to say.
Believe it or not, but I witnessed a similar standoff back at the Yawning Portal. Of course, an establishment like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainments. An inn in Waterdeep. Ooh, never a dull moment there. Adventurers come from all over Faerun to try their luck down the well. Leads into the Undermountain, you see. Full of death, danger, and vast amounts of treasure. Hard to resist. Oh, a drow, a dragonborn, and a cleric of Cyric walk into a bar. Your standard fare. Maybe someone was cheating at cards. Maybe it was some weird lover's quarrel. In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room. I stood up and yelled, "Shadow Dark Ale for everyone!" The crowd cheered. The tension drained into 6 tankards, and soon all was well again. In a place like the Yawning Portal, the most powerful magic is calling for a round of drinks. Mind you, all I did was call for ale, but you went and stood in front of that crossbow. Well, I'd drink to that.
Fairly standard Gale fare there. So there isn't going to be anything in either of the 2 chests here. Those are standard for prisons. When you encounter them, there's going to be an evidence chest and an equipment chest where your stuff is kept if you're put in prison. So now you can talk to the goblin that you saved here.
What's up for discussion?
Ain't sure why you're protecting me. Don't care neither. It's too late to make friends, warg meat. My tribe's coming. They're gonna burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts. Goddess. We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are. The Absolute is gold from the sky, she is. The blessing in the storm and the storm itself. My tribe can tell you everything there is to know. Absolute bless one of our own. Priestess Gut. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyog.
A goblin healer. We really are desperate, aren't we?
Get me out of here, and I'll tell you where to find her. Deal?
Okay, so
I'm gonna bite the heads off your kids.
there is... We haven't checked our journal for a while. We do have some things that are here, but Nettie, this was given to us a while ago, and we asked about healing. You know, told Nettie was in the inner sanctum. This popped up when we talked to the goblin there. Another possible way to remove the parasite. Druid Halson, again, we learned that he was gone. Wyll was looking for him. Possible way to, again, remove it. And the Githyanki Crush. We found Zorru. Now we need to find the... He told us where the Githyanki Patrol was on the map. So, as far as Save the Refugees quest goes, we defeated the goblins. We can now go and defeat the goblins. And if you take Wyll along with us... so it leads to some interesting conversations while you're trying to do it. And then Brelezo was that quest where she was hung up in the tree, and we completed that. So now for our companions, we've opened up more and more information about them. So the Daughter of Darkness is Shadowheart. Nothing really known except she was with us. The Blade of Frontier is the same thing with Wyll. The Githyanki Warrior, this is Lae'zel's personal quest, and really is telling us just to go meet up with the Githyanki Patrol next. Asterion, just that we've met him, same thing with Gale. These things will expand as we go farther along, but remove the parasite basically sums up all of these and tells you that there are multiple ways to try and go about getting rid of the parasite. Some of them might work, some of them might not work, but the journal tells you kind of where you are in those. And releasing her allows her to give you another way to get to the goblin camp to explore healing that way.
Traps, please.
I'm just not going to do it that way, but you certainly can befriend her, sneak her out of the camp, and then have another way to get access to the camp without killing everybody in it. So, through here, you have another portion of the area back here. You'll kind of see what this does, but if you sneak your way through, there's a broken door here that then you can hop down, jump across, climb up these roots, and get over to what looks like an entrance of some sort here, possibly. You can also possibly jump across here and get into the back area here, which, if you look at it, leads you to where that locked door was that you couldn't get at earlier. And there is somebody in there. So there are some other options here to work your way through. You also need to kind of keep an eye out for certain other things in your environment. And we'll kind of explore this later on, not right now though.
These boots have seen everything.
My love, you were a caravan escort for 3...
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask.
My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel. The best. People came from as far as Neverwinter to buy my swords. Funny how things change when your bloodline becomes a problem. Guess I'll be starting over in Baldur's Gate. I hope people are more open-minded there.
Okay, so Dammon has a larger selection of magical items that we'll go through here in a second, but for now we can do kind of the same things. He's got 935 gold, so let's sell off all of the other items that we don't necessarily need to keep on us. Okay, looks like we're pretty clear except for this. Okay, so we can't split it there in the inventory, so... Okay, so it looks like everything's sold with the exception of the metallic gloves, which we haven't really tried on anybody yet. So let's explore what we have over here. Again, arrows that are normally skip. Blooded Great Axe is a really good two-handed heavy weapon. Whenever the enemy is less than 50 hit points, it does additional damage. So does really good. Again, 1d12 if they're less than 50 hit points, 1d4 additional damage. The only person that I would really have use it though is Lae'zel, and the Everburn blade is 2d6, which is better than 1d12. It has a higher minimum number, so the average works out to be more, and it does 1d4 fire all of the time, even when they're at full hit points. So I'll skip it at this time just because I simply don't need it. Dagger +1 is always good, so I'll think about possibly picking that up for one of my offhand weapons. Got 2 of them, so I could actually dual wield both of those with 1d4 +1. I've got 1d6 for my scimitar, though, and 1d6 for my short sword, so I'd be doing more damage than 1d4 +1 on... But these are on average 1 to 6. This is 2 to 5, with the average damage being higher for these than either of the 1d6 weapons. So they would actually work out slightly better on overall on the average. The Great Club, again, is a two-handed weapon. The only one I'd be using two-handed at this point is Lae'zel, and I'm not going to be able to beat the Everburn blade. The Hand Axe +1, again, nothing that nobody I'm really going to be using it with. The Longsword +1 is very, very interesting. We'll kind of hold off on looking at this for a second. The Pike +1, again, two-handed. Extra reach is always good, but nothing I'm going to really utilize that for. There is a Short Bow +1, and this is 1d6 +1 piercing damage. The Light Crossbow is 1d8, and this is 1d6 +1, so 2 to 7 is on average slightly better than 1 to 8. So In the long term, the shortbow +1 is going to do better than the crossbow is, but you also get different attacks here, or proficiency unlocks. The light crossbow gets piercing strike ranged, which goes along with it, and the shortbow +1 gets hamstringing strike. Piercing strike does continuous damage turn after turn, whereas the hamstringing strike slows movement speed. So it kind of depends on what you want to be doing as to whether or not the shortbow +1 is going to be better for your main character. But at the same time, I have everybody who just has shortbows sitting in their secondary spots. So the shortbow +1 is a good weapon to have. But let's look at other things and see what else is here that we might want to spend our money on. So helmets are always good, medium armor versions, because it means that you can't be critted, which is an amazing thing to have. Crits popping up out of the middle of nowhere can turn a fight against you in a really bad way. So being immune to crits just by putting a helmet on is always really, really good. Metallic boots and metallic gloves. One gives you strength saving throws, the other one gives you athletics +1. We already have one set of metallic gloves, but having metallic boots would increase athletics for that person as well. We've got some chain shirt, which is medium armor, which is what I'm wearing, and the scale mail that I'm wearing is better than that. Ring mail is heavy armor. Nobody's wearing heavy armor right now. We're all taking a dex bonus of some sort, and a 14 just isn't worth it. Scale mail is what I'm wearing right now. So looking at other options, there's a chain shirt that she's wearing. So the scale mail at 14 armor class would be better than the chain shirt that she's wearing. So just buying that is going to be an improvement. But then scale mail armor +1 is better than what my ranger is wearing right now. So spending money on this means that then we could take that scale mail armor and give that scale mail armor to somebody else in our party. So as opposed to just buying this for somebody, you buy this for somebody, and then you can pass down something else. That's why you want to kind of go through the inventories and plan out what you want to buy. But at the end of the day, I need to have 1,950 gold to be able to do that, and I don't have that much. I've got 61 gold short at this point from being able to get there. So I need to come up with something to sell for that much. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. I'm going to go into the party tab here and kind of look at a couple of things. So the pouch, we can open the pouch and see that we have some gold and a malachite in it. So now the pouch is empty. We can sell the pouch, we can sell the malachite and sell the gold. Get some money off of that. Metallic gloves, strength saving throws. It's a good thing for Lae'zel to have. And then is there anything else we want to be able to split this? Okay. And now we're going to go back in. We'll sell one of the supply packs, and we'll sell the malachite here. And I don't know why this isn't stacking. Doesn't matter. We can probably sell the water too. And we can probably get rid of some of these other things that we brought with us from the Nautiloid. We'll probably keep the void bulbs and the caustic bulbs. Those are very useful. The spike bulbs really aren't very useful, so we can sell those off as well. I think that will be good. Yeah. So get out of this, we'll go back in.
Looking for steel? I have, well, something close.
And it still doesn't split. I was afraid of that. So let's go ahead and sell the malachite, sell the pouch, I'm up to 1900. We can sell off this water too. That's not going to get us hardly anything though. So, and where are the spike bulbs here? Okay. So, not a whole lot that we could get out of it. So let's kind of hold off for a little bit, and we'll come back here at some point and see what other options we might have.
Hope the goblins aren't smart enough to poison their
It's kind of funny, right? When I was saying earlier that gold doesn't tend to be a problem. Here I am wondering what I can sell to come up with more gold. So it's kind of funny. All of these are... And here is our disgruntled fighter from the front.
If it ain't the fearless Goblin Slayer, you sure you want to be seen with me? I ain't exactly popular with this lot. Half my crew are full of holes. Now I'm gonna take the blame for leading the Goblins here, and losing track of the bloody Druid. They chased us, all the way from the ruins we were poking around in. Aye. His name's Halsin. And if he's still alive, he'll be cursing the day he laid eyes on me. We've got a contract to track down some relic, and he wanted in on the job. Eyes lit up when he heard about it. Didn't work out, though. Goblins got him when we were turning tail. He's either digging latrines or boiling in a cookpot by now. Job's all yours, if you got a death wish. There's a wizard in Baldur's Gate that'll pay gobloads for a relic, supposedly buried round these parts. But gold ain't any use if you're too cold to spend it. If I knew that, I wouldn't be back here, with half my crew gone. But look, if you're itching to meet Kellenvor, I won't stop you. It's called the Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us. I'd give you the map and wish you a happy funeral, but my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own Todger. Goblins made sure to the fat old chunk. All I've got's the contract. It'll show you where we turn back, if you feel like dying. Don't thank me. I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die.
What will we do for work when we get to the city?
So, popped up a new quest. You can check it in your journal. Find the Night Song here. We'll be seeing more about this as we go. It also expanded on the Druid Halsin quest by saying that they might know what happened to him and gave you, another clue as to where to complete the Rescue the Druid Halsin quest, so...
And we'll have a dog, right?
They don't allow them in Baldur's Gate. Cats, though?
A little orange cat. And a house with a little door so that it can come and go as it pleases.
And a high fence to keep eavesdroppers out. Thanks. I suppose we'll all need it.
What about you? Big plans for when you get to the city?
I think I've heard of that place. Something about a stuffed dragon's head in one of the dining rooms. It's settled, Danis. You, me, and the Elf Song Tavern first thing when we arrive. If we see you there, we'll get you a pint. For your finder's fee.
Okay, just some more interesting story to peruse.
Damn goblins.
Oh, I was just gonna let it fall off, stick it in my satchel. Ain't letting anyone here near me. They all sat and watched while Zevlor near got us killed. Oh, very gracious of you. We expected a soft job. Something to test the new lad, maybe, but not a bloody goblin nest. Most would have turned tail at the sight, but not Liam, no. He charged him, the stupid bastard. Nah. He must have thought we were following. Always the optimist was Liam. Hope they cut him down quick before he saw we were gone. Wound looks clean. Small mercies.
Pretty grim around here.
Small mercies.
Stone door that we can open up. Okay, now leads us into this place where Zevlor's at.
Should mind my step. Light on my feet. Very well.
Have you spoken to Korga? Of course, you have your own business to attend to. But if the Druids won't abandon this ritual of theirs, it will be trouble. For all of us. No word from the scouts yet?
No, sir. You're the one who helped at the gate. Glad to have another sword. We might need it.
Okay, so there is a wooden chest here.
A couple turns should do it.
Needs a 10. Add in guidance. Good roll on guidance, helped out there.
More for me.
And again, just looting all the possibilities. Getting access to as much gold as I can at the early part of the game. Certainly isn't going to hurt anything.
We're civilians now, remember?
With respect, sir, being a Hellrider is for life. They can't take...
They can, and did. Avernus changed things. Best we get used to that.
Yes. Zevlor.
Nope, can't get up there to reach him. But you can see that there are more items up here. Looks like the path is right over here to get up. And we can also explore down here
Anything of use?
as well. Holding Alt. So there's a book down here, right here. Bedroll. Or knapsack. Nothing else that looks like it's worthwhile to take.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
There is another book here.
Bag of holding.
And you can look at the map.
We are in Eltergard. Baldur's Gate is some ways still.
Okay, so let's head up top here.
Goblins and gnolls. Right in our path.
The Watch or the Flaming Fist?
Pardon?
When we get to Baldur's Gate, where are we enlisting?
I'm done.
Most of the time these are going to have camp supplies of some sort, if they have anything at all. But camp supplies are, again, very useful to always have around, so I always search for them, pick them up when I can. So, pardon me while we just do some looting here. Just about done. Nothing much there. Check out some wooden barrels as the last things, and we should be finished looting everything in here.
Moving in.
Okay, so now I can go to my inventory and I can move some of this stuff to camp here that I picked up. And I can hit tab and move some of these books over to Gale just to get them out of my inventory. Okay. You can go ahead and read the stamped handbill that you picked up. It just tells you it's looking for the night song. Tells you also where, you know, who it is, Master Larian, and that sort of stuff. This has not been the finishing of this quest hasn't been implemented as far as I'm aware, unless they added it into patch 7. But we'll just keep it on you as a reminder. It's not, you know, taking up a whole lot of space. Wooden ladder is going to take you back out. You can see here, just basically takes you back up to the top of the map outside. Doesn't take you anywhere that you can't get to from outside normally. Just another way to get there.
Let's see.
Okay, so this takes you back outside where you were. Zorru. Already met.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
More possible looting here. And another conversation.
Only gonna ask you one more time, boy. Hand over my locket.
I don't have your ugly locket. I've never seen it before.
Hand it over or I'll slap the teeth out of your head. You threatening me?
Been doing rather well on my rolls, I gotta say. I've only failed a couple, I think.
The kid stole my locket. He... Oh, the hell's with this? These little devils get away with everything because of coddling bastards like you. You'll get yours someday. I hope I get to see it.
Maybe you will, but personally, I doubt it. See you around.
So that gives you an inspiration. Again, the inspiration points that we talked about earlier. So
we've known enough grief this 10-day traveler. Don't be the cause of more. No helping it. We're exposed.
okay, so we can go back around this way and head up here.
If not over, then through.
Okay. You can see that there is somebody else up here at the top. But now we're going to go explore the top up here. And as you can see, this is back where we started. Back where Aaron is. So now we can head back out toward the entrance. And we can make our way around to the other portions of the camp here. Kind of watching out as we go.
With haste.
There are various different ways to move around the area.
Don't waste a step. Another step forward.
Feel like we're being
Okay, again, stealing for all of these things, so
never one.
not going to actually take any of it.
prayer. We should have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have some respect. This really isn't the time to talk.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunting packs. Maybe, but we're not fighters. If they broke through, it'd be a massacre. The sooner we leave for Baldur's Gate, the better. If the road was clear, 10 days walk, maybe? But while the goblins are out there, it might as well be the other side of the world.
He always knew what to say when I was homesick.
Sorry if you heard a meow there. My cats are
He never let it
trying to
show.
insert themselves into the stream.
He was homesick.
Obviously, people upset about the death here. To be fair, you know, everyone would be in that same situation, so can't really blame them for anything that's
Time to press ahead.
that's going on.
Can't slow down.
So now you can see that there's something else happening here. You have a lookout, and you have a bugbear assassin here that's sneaking. Looks like they're getting ready to attack. So, a couple of things to do here. And honestly, I can't remember how this plays out. Pretty sure once you get up to a certain point, the bugbear is going to initiate an attack. So let's break the group apart. And let's just have our ranger run up here and actually try an ensnaring strike as soon as they get within range. Okay. So battle has commenced here. So the ensnaring strike failed. But now we have the opportunity to bring our other characters up as long as they're outside of the detection cone. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to get off a fly action here. Maybe we can put our raven to be the next attack. Let's try and red vision. Perfect. Nice shot. Okay, so now we'll move Lazelle up, and we're going to, once we get to a certain point, we're going to start sneaking. Oh. That wasn't very good. I guess the detection cone reaches way down here. So let's hide. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Let's see if we can get Gale farther up here. I didn't expect that they were going to, that the assassin was going to be able to see me from there. I should have been sneaking the entire way. I just wasn't. That's really my fault. So we'll get Shadowheart to hide, and we'll do the same thing.
Need to press onward.
Nope. Manage the movement a little better to make sure that she stays out of that cone. And yeah, see, it looks like the cone extends all the way around, so not going to be able to get much closer than here. Okay, so now we can get Gale entered into the combat. So where... Okay, so the bugbear is going to get another shot off, or is going to be able to attack next. So we really want Gale to try and get off some crowd control here. They can. So let's try and get a web off here. I think is probably how we want to do this. 24 hit points left. Who's next on the hit list here? Yeah, he's next on the hit. So we need to either kill him or immobilize him. So I think we need to try and go with well, sleep. And put him to sleep. Okay. So that works. So now I'll be able to use a turn to, with Lae'zel to dash. So we can also cast some Bless here, because she only has 12 hit points. Maybe we want to cast Bane instead. See if we can get Bane off here. Okay, moved close enough that she got seen, so...
Nothing will stand in
So my
my way.
Raven's first. I'm not going to do anything with my Raven. I'm going to end the turn. She's going to attack. She's probably going to do damage. The Bugbear's going to wake up. So... Okay, so that's good. I can move up. I can actually try and get the high ground here. Okay. And she did not attack, so I'm going to go ahead and end that turn. He's going to be sleeping for one more turn. So I'm going to go ahead and end her turn here. Okay, so it did wake up the Bugbear. So now I can do all of my attacks here and just get things started. So we're gonna go with a piercing shot. Okay, good amount of damage there. Go ahead and let's see if I can actually get. This is probably going to cause me some damage, but I'm not too worried about it. Nope, it didn't. Oh, that jump was the bonus action. Yeah, I was trying to get close enough where I could possibly do a pommel strike as well, cause some more damage, but just misplayed it. Now here... Okay. So I can dash. Get right up here next to it. I can action surge. I can actually pommel strike here. Dazed him. I can action surge. And I can just do a normal attack.
You
Perfect.
have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
Okay, so it's interesting here. She's obviously in possession of a soul coin, and you have to find out a way to get it. So here, deception, you have advantage, which means that you basically roll a d20 twice, and the highest roll is what's used to determine whether or not you meet the deception check. So, see if I can maybe use deception here. Gonna add a bonus on of guidance. So, but it's only a DC of 5, so.
That bloody Irenes! Devils just can't stand to lose. Here. Now go back to the pit that made you.
Okay, and now we can group back up. Oops. Okay, and we can loot the bugbear. The gold, some poison, that's good. Okay.
Would have been breathing my last if your friend hadn't killed that bugbear. So, thank you. Not a lot of people watching my back these days.
I don't think I've ever used the telescope before.
You peer through the telescope.
Either one of these are the same. Oh boy. Oh wow. Got some really good rolls there.
You see a red dragon, tyrannical, greedy, and vain. They hunt without pity. The telescope points to the left. The telescope points straight ahead. The telescope points to the right.
Interesting. I've never interacted with the telescope before. Okay. So now it looks like you can actually head down this way. Climbing down here, so from the lookout point. So we can go ahead and do that, just climb down the back way.
How much farther can I go?
Holding Alt as I go, just checking. Doesn't look like there's anything special down here.
Have to keep going.
Okay. I don't have my Speak to Animals spell up. Or because there's a squirrel here, which I can talk to.
Time to press ahead.
Looks like this leads down into the Druid camp. Through what looks like an elevator of some sort. Okay. This leads me back up top where I just was. Can follow around back this way where I just was. So it looks like the only place that I have left Actually, I was incorrect earlier. We'll cross over this. We'll head back down into...
Light on my feet.
I don't think there's a perception check here. No, there's not.
One day I'll catch a break.
So we'll head back down in here and we'll head back down into Zevlor's area. Yeah, I think this is the way to get back in there. That ladder that I saw going up that I said we could get to this way from other places. I think there's another way to get up there.
Best be on my way.
But we'll head up top here again and go up this ladder. Okay, so yeah, this takes us up to the hollow up here. There's where that hatch is that takes us down.
Something's on my mind.
Used to think the goblins would kill us the second we set foot outside. But after hearing what you did at the gate, well, I still think they'll kill us, but at least we can put up a fight. There's optimism and then there's stupid, hun. Plenty of us fell to monsters already. I don't see the rest of us lasting long out there. But if you're so sure we will, why not put a little gold on the line? Excellent. I'll meet you in Baldur's Gate when this is all over. I can pay you then. Or not. We'll see.
Should be an interesting bet.
So many ways to die.
Just another crate.
I'm gonna just take myself up here rather than bringing everybody up with me. Just a torch. Doesn't look like there's anything else.
Very well. Moving in. How much farther can I go?
Okay.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Now you see that there's a path over here. The question becomes, do we have enough to jump to it? It looks like we do. So where does this kind of go? Leads you kind of around a back way here, which you might be able to get over to the pathway down here to the river. So possibly also up here into an area over here. So let's just go scout this myself.
On my way. Can't slow down.
Okay, doesn't look like we can get up here.
If not over, then through.
Okay, looks like we're gonna run into some sort of encounter down here on the road. So now we're kind of aware of what that is. And kind of be ready for it.
That's a friendly looking ship.
Okay. And you probably could jump down here if I had to guess. Oh, you can't. So looks like this is as far as you're gonna go unless you do end up jumping all the way down there, which you can, I guess. So an interesting back way to go, but we're not going to go that way. We're going to continue on inside the grove here. Group everybody back up.
Need to find a way forward.
We can head back down.
Moving ahead. These boots have seen everything. Another step forward.
Okay, now once we get out here, it's probably time for us to do a long rest. Looking at our map, we've opened up most of this. We can still look at what looks like another area up here, and that's where the house was that we'd have to pick our way into to get to. And this leads us down into the Druid Grove over here, so let's go ahead and kind of make our way over that way. But at the same time, we're really going to be preparing for, or getting ourselves for a long rest, because we want to be able to get our spell slots back and all of that stuff as well. So, but while we're here, let's see if we can...
I'm gonna bite the ends off your kids and your birdies.
What's that?
Okay, so you see that she did manage to pass the perception check to find this stone door that's down here.
At the ready.
Okay. So we can jump again.
I don't like the look of that mushroom. I should stay clear.
So it looks like they are passing some perception checks, so this area might not be the safest area to be at. So let's kind of sneak and see if anything pops out. Doesn't look like anything did. So let's toggle group mode. We'll go ahead and just take our ranger up here. Okay, holding on. Looks like there's a pouch here. Nice. You like seeing that. Okay. And it looks like we might be able to get in here. So let's see if we can... We can jump up here. Okay, then we can probably jump down into here.
Stop! This place is off limits. Leave.
Okay, so I can do an insight roll here. Oh, that was bad. And since Shadowheart isn't with us, I didn't have access to the additional guidance cantrip, but we can try this roll again using one of our 4 inspirations. Well, that's a roll and a half.
You note her grimace of pain. Something is wrong with her legs.
Damn it! Don't look at me like that. You can stay. Just keep your hands to yourself, all right? I'd just fall back down. Legs are as steady as a foal's. Bloody potion! What? No, the potion worked! I'm strong as a bugbear and fearless. Oh,
The old lady warned me that this might happen. That it was a side effect. No, she's been nothing but kind to me. Why would she... Sorry, I need a moment. I'm not feeling the best. But I'm sure it'll pass. Come on, just move!
Okay, and let's try and get Shadowheart up here.
Take your...
Okay. So she's healed up.
Any goblin comes near me now, and they'll regret it. I feel amazing. Look, you're not really supposed to be here, but I'll turn a blind eye. Just don't touch anything, all right?
Okay, so looks like we healed her up. We still can't really take anything for the most part. We can look around a little bit though. There are some things that we can deal without stealing, so to speak. Okay. But for the most part, that's it. So let's kind of get our way back out of here.
One day I'll catch a break.
You're gonna be sorry, every last one of you.
Whoops. Shadowheart selected. We'll jump Shadowheart out of here. Okay. Oh. Well, at least she passed her saving throw. I wasn't paying attention. She got too close to that mushroom. Okay, so now I can jump my way back over here. Oh. Left them behind because they were in sneak mode. Okay. So get Lizelle out of sneak mode. Get my Raven out of sneak mode. Now everybody can just jump back.
No, never mind.
Okay, now we have this door here, so we can go check it out, see what's in there. Okay, an underground passage. Okay, so we have a rune here. We have a guardian statue. Kind of looks like a bear. And there's a rune of the bear. So, interesting. How about we put everybody in sneak mode? We'll undo this and see if we see any... Interesting, whatever happened down there. Doesn't look like there's any detection cone or anything like that. So let's bring her out of hiding. And this is mud, so your movement slows when you get near it. It has been a while since I saved anyway. And this isn't because I'm gonna reload or anything. But let's see if we can do this.
Here we go.
Did some bleeding arse go up to save the Druid? I'll cut you to pieces. Kill him!
Okay. Alright, so interesting situation that we are in here, because we passed a perception check. The guardian statue is turned red, and we have some enemies that have started an encounter here. And we have a warg companion blocking our way. So we've already taken some damage. Let's see if we can maybe get back out of the way here. Okay, see if we can disengage here, because if we move past the warg, it's probably going to get an attack of opportunity. So let's go ahead and disengage. Okay, so we have 11 meters. I want to give myself three meters left. Oh, man. And it didn't keep it. I wanted to have enough to try and jump afterward, but I don't have it. What I want to try and do is maybe this guardian statue, which is listed here, is going to be able to help me do some damage as they all come towards me, so to speak. So now I want to be able to get my other characters into a position here. So well, the warg's probably the closest to the guardian statue where it's at.
No choice but to keep going.
And the tracker's gonna go next. So let's go ahead and try and get everybody moved into better positions here. So let's move the ranger up to a point here where maybe the warg will attack it instead of my ranger. I can actually move it right up, and we can actually try and rend vision on the warg companion. Oh, great. 84% chance, and there was a miss. So Myzel, we can move up here. And what I want to try and do is kind of move everybody back into this spot. And then maybe we can put some area of effect spells here to try and block off this area. So we'll go ahead and see what we have in the way of ranged attacks. An 80% chance on the War Companion. Okay, so that brought her into battle, which is what we wanted.
Wizard, not a cat burglar.
Now, Gale, I want to wait, because I want to wait for another turn to hopefully get Jorvalen brought back into this area, and then use Gale to cast some area of effect spells. Oh boy, Gale doesn't have any spells left, because I should have long rested. Oh, that's what I get for being too ambitious and not thinking very well about what I wanted to do.
Of course.
Just got too ambitious there. Shouldn't have. Okay, now Shadowheart is left. I think Shadowheart is probably gonna try and get off a guiding bolt here. She has a couple of scrolls. 75% chance to hit. 15. That was a good hit. Okay.
Still breathing.
So now there's not much that Jorvalen can do. Can't jump, which is what I wanted to try and have her do. So not a whole lot that can happen here. So just end the turn. Okay. So we got some really good rolls there. We still want to try and get everybody back, though. Get everybody into a point here where maybe the Guardian statue is going to be inflicting some damage on them before they get to me. So we want to try and keep everybody back here as much as possible. So Sharp-eyed, so she's going to move up and do ranged attacks next. Then the warrior is going to move up. And then the Word Companion. So not a whole lot we can do against them way back there. So let's try and take out the Word Companion here. We've got 6 hit points left. Let's just go ahead and do a ranged attack. 70% chance to hit. 3 more, that's good. So we'll go ahead and end this turn.
What fools these
Gale. He's got a cantrip for Firebolt. Perfect. Nice hit. Okay.
Victory awaits.
And Lae'zel's where we want her to be. So if she can maybe cause some damage outside of her range without her moving up. Okay, well that's not too bad. Maybe we can move her up, attack, and then move her back. Okay, and I probably want to cast Rally. Just so we have, because there's going to be a bunch of attacks before we get through to being able to move Jorvalen back. So... Okay, so Jorvalen is back now. So let's go ahead and
Can't slow down.
use up her movement to move back. 12, 7, 15. So not a whole lot that we're going to be able to do at this point, so let's just cause some damage here. Maybe we can take one of them out. See where she's going to have to move to make these attacks. Won't have to move there. We'll have to move there. So let's go ahead and cause some damage here without having to move. Actually, you know... let's throw the force bulb out there. Okay. Good, that dragged them together. They're now much closer. So nothing to do with the bonus action. So we'll end turn. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Exactly what I wanted to see. So, let's see here. I don't know if Sacred Flame is going to reach all the way back there. It's not going to. She'd have to move up quite a ways. So I think I'm just going to probably end her turn. Yeah, she would have to move all the way up there. So I'm going to end her turn and just wait for them to get closer to us.
No gloom, all doom.
I am fury. I am death.
Okay, so now that he's moved closer, now I can get shots off on everybody, so... Okay, I don't want to move her up any farther than that. Okay, the Guardian statue became active again. It's not executing its turn, though. Okay, there it did. It just became active on that turn. So... anybody else who decides to want to come up is probably going to get interdicted by it, so let's just go ahead and get some ranged attacks off. Perfect. Nice hit. Gale will do the same thing. Miss. That's to be expected. Okay. So he's going to be able to move up and attack. Probably going to happen against Lazel. Miss. That's great. Okay, and... we can end Warrior Gresh's time here. Okay. So now when we end turn, he's gone back to being non-hostile at this point. So now what we can do is try and make our way past a bunch of this again, because I'm pretty sure this rune deactivates that statue. And I doubt that this goblin is going to move, if I have to guess. But her movement is 9. We don't want to move with her. Gale's movement is 9. Don't want to move with him. Lazel's movement is 9. Don't want to move with her either. Okay, so we do want to try and move here. Looks like it's 26 meters to get down there. So not going to be able to make it all in one turn no matter what. But what we might be able to do Let's go ahead and either way we're going to be in front of the Guardian statue for at least that turn, so let's just go ahead and dash. Actually, you know what? No. This is going to be a good opportunity to use our potion of speed. Okay, so now we're 20 meters. We haven't dashed. If we dash, we now have 39 meters. That's going to be able to get us all the way up here. Crap, I went the wrong way. Because that's acid. I didn't want to go through the acid. Okay, I missed it. We can interact with the rune of the bear, which is what we wanted to do. And yep, that turned the bear statue off. Okay, so that's what we wanted, because this goblin wasn't going to be moving anyway. And we might be in a position. No, they're going to be able, the tracker's going to be able to attack us. So we might be able to move back. Nope, we can't. So not a whole lot we can do here. Just maybe move back around the corner. Okay. Not a whole lot of movement that's going to be able to take place here, but we can move up.
On I go.
May the dice roll in my favor. Swiftly now.
Victory awaits. Taking position.
We can see if Lae'zel can get off a ranged attack from here. Yeah, they can't. So. Oh, nice, a miss. Now maybe we'll be able to kill the tracker in a one hit here. Oh, great, nice. Okay. So again, not a whole lot of movement that can happen here, but we can get everybody closer.
The last board is set. Knight to King 5.
I will ascend. Blacketh guide me.
Nope, still can't get off a ranged attack from there. That hurt. Why couldn't you do that last turn? Got a nice ragdoll out of it. Okay, so now we can get everybody grouped back up here.
Never wanted the easy path.
Actually, we can go back here and do some looting here.
What's in here?
That was actually really lucky for us, just because I had completely forgotten about the fact that I didn't have any spells.
Need to find a way forward.
So that, and getting the Guardian statue to do work for us was a really good help for that encounter. So let's go ahead and get everybody down here. We can get Shadowheart to cast Cure Wounds on Findal.
Take cure.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here. Oh, it's my fault. Oh, I thought I'd given them the slip, but they followed me through the tunnel back there. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
So we got our inspiration back that we used on that failed roll earlier.
I've got a long road ahead.
Why is Orville stuck in movie? Oh, I gotcha. That's a water barrel. It's not a looting barrel.
On my way.
Okay, looks like they're all going to want to take the long way around. Be able to get up there to loot. But you can see, looks like that we have some other guardian statues here that we, so Rune of the Wolf. That kind of looks like a wolf right there. That looks like an eagle. There's Rune of the Eagle there. Oh, there's a... That looks more... Maybe a raven? Or something like that? Or maybe it's eagle and that shuts off both of them. Let's ungroup everybody and see if I can jump up to here and maybe run up and shut that off. There is another way up here, but yeah, let's
Moving in.
see if I can maybe jump. Okay, I can. Hopefully this works. Actually, why don't we no, we'll just go up and hit it. Yeah, let's run up and hit it.
Simple enough.
Okay, good. That did shut it off. And yeah, it shut off both of them. So that's good. Now the only thing, and there's the bear, so that rune shut off that bear as well. So now it's just this one, which is getting down there to that area. But it doesn't look like, well, I don't know. We haven't gone that way yet to know if the wolf is actually going to try and attack me if I move across here or not. So while we're up here, let's do some looting. Ah, good. Potion of healing. Actually, why don't we just drink that now? Okay. Lightning resistance, always good. Let's roll and inflict wounds. Interesting. Trap disarm toolkit.
What's hiding here?
These tools, always useful. Or now we're getting to the point where we're going to be overloaded by these tools. Potion of vitality. That's always good. Okay. Now we do have a heavy chest up here. It's locked. Aha.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
So there is a trapped chest here. There's some oil barrels around here, so whatever happens with this trapped chest, this could be bad. So let's get
Whatever it takes.
Shadowheart and see if she can jump up here. Looks like she can. Jump up here. See if we can get everybody up here. I don't know if we can. Depends on Gale. Okay, he can't jump up here. He has the least strength, so jump distance is determined directly by strength. So that's why I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to jump up here or not, but he can, which is good. So okay, so we don't want to run everybody up there, but at the same time we do want to get
Soothing's in order.
heal wounds.
Take cure.
Jorvalin here. We want to group everybody up now.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
Okay.
Moving ahead.
Let's actually kind of move everybody just back a little bit.
Ready.
Okay. What I want to try and do is disarm this chest, but at the same time, if I fail it, I don't want to have everybody there. So actually, let's do this. Let's just move everybody back here. We'll get everybody as far out of the way as possible. We'll move Jorvalen back, and let's just go ahead and take a shot at these oil barrels. Okay. Alright, so now we can see where the flame is. So we can have Gale
We're a long way from water.
cast his Firebolt cantrip. Just gonna light all that on fire. But this is now gonna go out. Yep. So now we at least eliminated the fire explosion additional damage threat from the chest disarm
No
here.
one stopped me yet.
So we do have another one over here, but I don't think that's going to be part of it. So now let's go ahead and move up and let's try and disarm this chest. Okay, so let's add in the guidance cantrip. Perfect. Okay, so now we can pick it.
Can't keep me out.
Okay, it's got a DC of 15. Wow. Good rolls. Getting really lucky with the rolls here. And now we can open it. Okay, so gold, a ring, and another staff. Nature's Snare. This is a fly trap is a spell that basically allows you to give it a chance to ensnare a target, just like Ensnaring Strike does. So it can be really valuable. If it hits, it just has to hit. So, but it is a good spell to have. It certainly is a good spell to have available to you. So
How much farther can I go?
I remember they did say that there were some traps in the tunnel, so I'm gonna move up very slowly here. And see if there are traps inside here, or if he just meant farther up around this area, or when you go out that door. So I'm gonna move forward one piece at a time until I see if I get a perception check for anything. And if I do, see if I pass it. If I don't, bring somebody else up to see if they can pass it. Kind of move just very slowly through this. Okay, so it doesn't look like there was anything inside of here, which is good. Nothing trapped down to this point. So now we can look at how we can get over here. It looks like the way is to possibly jump from here over to there. So let's go ahead and group everybody up. And let's see.
The gods are watching me.
I don't think this is going to be close enough for the wolf to attack us. So let's just bring everybody down here at a run, just in case. Yeah, it's not. So now we're going to ungroup the party again. And we're going to head forward here. And see if we can get down here and toggle this rune without getting hit. Because there is a human down here we want to take a look at, so let's just be ready for this. Okay. Yep. Get moving.
Lies before me.
Okay. So still burning. Okay. So did survive it. Charred key. Story item. Good. That probably opens up that chest up there. But anyway. Okay, and I don't think there was anything else we could look at down here. No, doesn't look like it. And you can actually go through and attack these and destroy them that way. There also is another way into here. We came in the back way, so to speak.
My faith will guide me.
First of all, let's get
Take your
around healed up here. Okay, we came in the back way here. The way that you would normally get into this, there's really two ways. First is through here, which we can...
Can't slow down.
think... Oh no, it's up here. You go this way. So we can just walk around.
Light on my feet.
Okay, I'm gonna split the group again. Just take my ranger through. So let's see if we can loot tracker worm from here. We can. Good. Okay. And then again, just up through here. Let's kind of take it slow, just in case there are any traps, like he mentioned. Okay, doesn't look like there is. So let's head back here. And like I say, there are two ways through here, and we'll go look at them both. Let's group everybody up.
With haste. Don't waste a step.
Okay, and we'll head out this stone door first. Okay. Puts you in a library, which, look at it now, there's nowhere you can go. If you explore this... Okay. So, there is a poison cloud here. There's another one right here. Okay, so we want to be very careful about where we're moving through here. Because you will get poisoned.
Be wary.
So there's that perception check. So... interesting. Okay. I had never gone this way before, so... looks like the only way to get back in there... I wonder if doing this is going to aggravate anybody out here or not. Well, I don't really have a choice. Okay. Looks like it didn't. Wanted to save there because if there was some way to be able to go through that door and you were kind of stuck,
How much farther can I go?
with the only choice being to aggravate the druids in there, then that should be kind of a bug or a gameplay mechanic that needs to be redone. But that takes you to a library, which is down in the druid's sanctum inside, and that's how you would normally enter this. After completing a portion of that quest, you would have access through that door, and it wouldn't be trapped, and it wouldn't be considered stealing or anything like that at that point. So now we have this stone door here, so we'll head through it.
These tracks.
Okay. This is the other way in, and you can see we are now outside of the Druid's Grove. Okay, there's the entrance. So this is a hidden way that you pass a perception check. You can get into the Druid's Grove that way. But again, it's kind of one of those, now you know after the fact kind of what happened and how people got in, so to speak. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the Druid's Grove. We're going to take a long rest, and then we are going to be calling it a day.
If I choose to kill you, you will not even see it.
Okay, so let's just pop in here a little ways. And we'll take a long rest. Okay. Before we end, we can get a chance to do some of our conversations. And you see Wyll is here in our campsite now. So we'll make sure to go through Wyll here and deal with that.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do. The sooner we find this priestess gut, the better. Can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head. Head to Baldur's Gate. Someone's waiting for me. Let a girl have some secrets. Was there anything else?
Okay, now again, you could use your tadpole here. But again, if she senses this, then again, it can lead to negative reputation with her. So
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do? Really? I'd just kill you. Anyway, get some rest. Try not to dream about tying me up.
now you can kind of see how some of these reputation building things go and what they do as far as influencing conversations. And again, you can check where the approvals are. So still neutral, but moving up. Lae'zel's obviously going to be down here neutral toward the bottom end of this. She just always is. Gale is progressing quite a bit through the approval, and you'll see kind of how that opens up different quests and different options for dealing with that as we go. But let's talk to Wyll.
Salutations. Living legend in the flesh. Slayer of specters, killer of kobolds. The pride of Baldur's Gate. So you know the stories. All true, I might add. Won't be long before they're telling new tales. Mind flayers, flying ships, dragon attacks. The legend grows.
And again, early access.
We sniff out the gobbo leaders and take their heads. And we free the Druid housing while we're at it. If we want these brain bugs removed, he's our man. But failing that, this Githcresh sounds promising, if Lae'zel's telling us straight. I know, that's a pretty big if. There's an old saying I just made up. To fell a dragon, you must chop off its head. These goblins are organized. It's no hamhead pulling the strings. We slither through their camp and off their leaders, quick as crickets. Hey, don't get me wrong. I like a good crash and smash, but we can't take the risk. A few goblins is one thing. A horde's quite another. Now, I always save the best stories for my closest friends and my cruelest enemies. Get to be one of those, and I'll spill the whole jug. You get that, right? Spill the whole jug? I guess I'll toss that one in the heap. I'm all ears. Make some room, and I'm all yours. Well, some yours.
Will's quite funny as an NPC. So I think what I'll probably do before we end here is let's just talk to...
How can I help?
To Gale here.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, City of Splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Well, I have a cat. I also have a library, but I really don't like wine. So, and I obviously can't cast spells, so I'm not Gale.
Didn't that paint enough of a picture? I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
This is really just so that we can grab Will.
Ah, that's the spirit.
Okay, because we want to deal with Will here as a character. So Will's a warlock, and we'll kind of go through the leveling up process here. To be fair, the only other 2 playthroughs that I went through, Will was bugged in both of them. So this is my first time really experiencing Will, but Will is a warlock, which is different from a wizard in the D&D rule set, and we'll kind of get through a little more of that as we go through here. But it looks like he's going to gain a spell slot. He's going to go up to 17 hit points, which is really good. And he's going to have invocations. Now, these are passive features that happen as you do various things. It gives you bonuses to them. So I'm going to go through some of these. So most of this is going to be based off of charisma and intelligence for what they're doing. So adding a charisma, he's already got a +3 charisma modifier, which is great. So Agonizing Blast is pretty good. Eldritch Blast is a really good spell to have. Okay, so you can cast Mage Armor without expending a spell slot, which is good. Beast Speech, oh, okay, so that we could have speak with animals all the time, and my ranger wouldn't have to utilize that as a spell. And the ranger could then take something like the Thorns spell. Beguiling Influence, okay, gives you proficiencies in those 2. See in the Darkness, not needed. You cast False Life on yourself without expending a spell slot. That just basically gives you more hit points. Disguises, which is pretty good. When you hit a creature with it, you can push the creature up to 4.5 meters away from you, so that's pretty good. So Agonizing Blast adds your +3 charisma modifier to the damage. And if you cast Eldritch Blast, you can cause the creature to be pushed away from you. Or you can cast Bane, So I think getting both of these toward Eldritch Blast just makes that single spell that much more powerful. So I like both of those. So my spells here, Hex, let's go to Customize. So Burning Hands, Charm Person, Command. Hellish Rebuke is really good. That's a good spell. Does have Witch Bolt as well. Okay. So Hex is kind of like Hunter's Mark, in that if they die, you can cast Hex on a new target. So that's a pretty good spell. So what do I want to do here? I think it's down between Hellish Rebuke, Witch Bolt, and Hex. Hellish Rebuke is a reaction, meaning once you take damage, then your reaction automatically casts this. And Hex, you have to hit it with an attack. I think I am going to go with Witch Bolt. Okay, and these are the learned spells. So, got Armor of Agath and Arms of Hadar. Arms of Hadar is a really good spell, meaning that they can't take reactions, which is good because if you want somebody to retreat without being attacked when they're right up next to somebody, if this is cast on them, then they can't take a reactionary attack while they're doing it. But the armor, I really don't want. See what else I might want to use here. I think that works. Okay. Now accept. He's going to level up again. Okay, so went up to 24 hit points, which is really good. Yeah, most of the spells at level 3 are going to be doing more damage. Oh, and he's got a Pact Boon now as well. So yeah, he can gain a familiar, just like the Ranger can. So, well, it looks like they have Imps, which are really, really good. And Quasits. Okay. Imps are probably the best out of this. But let's see what second level spells they have available. Misty Step is actually really good. And we're probably going to end up taking that. But let's look at some other options here. So, okay, so we can cast Cloud of Daggers. Misty Step is just really good. But Cloud of Daggers is extraordinarily useful as an area denial spell. So yeah, because now I think I want to remove the Arms of Hadar and take Misty Step instead. Yeah, I think I want to do that instead. Misty Step is just so useful. You'll see that as we go. Okay. So now we can kind of take a look at Wyll here and see what we have as far as his inventory. So nothing. He's got a rapier. He's wearing padded. He's wearing light armor. So that's all good. So yeah, his proficiencies are going to be the same as my ranger. Light weapons, that sort of stuff. I can give him a goblin bow, I think. Yep. So he does have a ranged attack now. Oh, the Morning Star, I forgot. I can move the Morning Star here. Yeah, let's say she's proficient in it. Yeah. Okay. So that just gets her more damage. Okay, let's split off one of these. Move a third healing potion over here. Okay. And I think that's good for now. And just another quick once over here. Yeah, I think that's good for now. So yeah, we will take Wyll in our party. I haven't adventured with Wyll before, so I'm anxious to see how well a warlock does in my party in place of Gale, who I'd normally use, and who I have used through my previous playthroughs. So let's
The gods are watching me.
go here. Actually, let's bring our party tab back up because I want to finally get this done. I want to get rid of that extra weight off of Lizelle here. We'll go over and we'll pick up 40 camp supplies out of here. So that's 6 plus 12 is 18, plus another 12 is 30. So 30. That should be 40.
Moving ahead.
Now if I go sleep, we auto select, it's gonna leave my packs out of it and just use those. So full rest. Now I think we're gonna get, oh no we didn't, okay. Alright, so I think we're gonna call it a day there. We will go ahead and save this. And next time when we come back, we will finish exploring the Druid Grove down here. We will move into the Druid Enclave itself and explore that a little bit. We'll see if we can equip Wyll a little bit better than what we have right now on him. But we'll kind of pick up from there. So again, everybody, thank you for showing up. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to join me for a few hours tonight. Couldn't do anything on this channel without all of you, so I certainly appreciate all of the help. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments on the video. I'll read them and respond, or else when we get into the stream next week, we'll make sure to get those questions answered or comments. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of things in here that I've probably done wrong or could have improved on, and that's what the stream's all about. I'm going to make the same mistakes live. I'm not going to try and cover them up here. So feel free to leave any comments, constructive criticism, and with that, we will see you guys next week. Alrighty, have a good one, everybody. Bye.